Alrighty guys, so I'm still getting I'm still getting used to this setup, so forgive me if I'm talking too quietly or too loud. I've watched a couple of the videos that I've done, and I've noticed that some of them I'm like really quiet, and some of them I'm like over exuberant and loud, and I'm trying to find a happy median. So what we're working on today is I have these bag journals, and I know I've been procrastinating a little bit. I'm terrible. But they're finally about ready to go. And these are the two that are going to go out probably tomorrow. I have an order that I gotta get ready tonight and take down to the post office. And then I also have to get these ready tomorrow. I may just wait till tomorrow to take that order out so I can get these in the mail too if I happen to get them finished tonight. Which it's looking like I will, because these are the finishing touches. So what we're doing in today's tutorial is, so I did a little boo-boo and I accidentally put this on the back when it was supposed to go on the front. So here's a pocket, and there's a pocket right here. So now the back is going to look nice and pretty. So this is supposed to be the front with the big pocket. So what I did was I got all of my pieces here. This is going to be a tag, and this is the little hole punched at the top of the paper kits when you buy them. So that's a pre-punched hole. I did not punch that. I decided to save it and kind of create a tag out of it. My work was already done for me, and I'm not wasting paper. So here's a couple little extra pieces of lettering I had left. So what I did was I designed my pockets, and see, I did design this one, and then I designed this one, and then I go through and I run them through the sewing machine. If you can tell here, they look really nice. I used a really pretty gold stitching, and now what and yeah, that one was too big. It's all right. So now what we are going, actually I have an idea what we can do with that. That's going to be a good idea. So we'll do this is how I love doing my pockets, because for some reason to me, it just seems to go faster. And this one is way too big, but that's okay, because we'll have two pockets here. So what we're going to do is, so about there and there is where it's going to end on the glue. I love this idea because it just makes it so much easier. It feels like your journals go faster when you do it this way. At least it does to me, especially when you're at that point where you all know it. You're like, I'm done with this project. I just want it to be finished. And you want to get it bound and together. Well, that's the thing I love about this style, is it can be already bound and together, and you still get the beautiful stitch look on your pockets and such. And lay it on down. And now you got yourself a beautiful front of a journal. And this one also has two pockets. So I really do like that, actually. And then it's got a little bit of an overhang, which I wasn't anticipating. So I think that makes it look nice. So now you got a pocket here, and you got a pocket here. And I always use Fabri-Tac every time. Fabri-Tac or 3-in-1. It looks just like this, but instead of Fabri-Tac, it says 3-in-1. And that stuff works really great too. I do the same concept for my lace. I'll glue it in place, and then I'll run it through the sewing machine. If you do it that way, use Fabri-Tac. It doesn't gunk up your sewing machine or cause problems. You can sew over it without issues. If you use anything else, you're going to have some problems. Alrighty. Let's glue in this little pocket. And just the edges along your stitches, obviously. That way it looks kind of like it was stitched onto the paper on the front. But when you flip over the page on the journal too, another thing I love about this technique is the back side doesn't have all the stitch work on it. So if you decide you want to write there or put something there that the stitches would get in the way of, now it makes it that much easier. There you go. Now you have a wonderful pocket. And just run your nail along there and clean up that glue. Now it's on your nail, but it still looks really nice on your paper here. So you didn't bat it. Like if you blot it down, it's going to stick to your paper, where if you push up and go out like this, it's not going to be as bad and look like it blotted on your paper. There we go. And we got some glue coming out there, so we need ourselves another pocket. Oh, this is a sideways pocket, so yeah, I like this one. Of course, it's Paris, so I can't go wrong. Love me some Paris. Oh, yes. So I went down to Mom's and worked this afternoon. It was a very, very labor-intensive day because the sun finally came back out after Arizona got all that wonderfully crazy snow. And, well, now that the sun's back out, of course, the weeds are growing and everything's back to normal down here. Wearing short sleeve shirts and working our patooties off. So got a lot done, went to the dump. Oh boy, was that fun. Haven't been to the dump in a long time. And there was a big stove that we tossed out of one of my parents' old rentals. They don't rent anymore, but they used to. And so they're clearing them all out now. And so we had this old stove to toss. And I pull up to the lady, and I'm a pretty tiny person. And I pull up to the dump thing, and they're like, well, you gotta throw that stove in the bin. I'm like, ma'am, it's just tiny old me. She's like, oh, well, you could throw it on the ground then. I was like, oh, thank goodness. Cause that would have been a lot to throw into that bin. And even in the truck, I couldn't have pulled up close enough to the bin to be able to do it. And, thankfully with the way it was sitting in the truck, I was able to put my hand underneath it, and with one push, it rolled out of the truck. So that was nice. Now, of course, I had to go unload all the garbage, so that was fun. And then take it back to my parents' house and fill it back up again. So I was a busy lady today. I got my velvet dress finished. I don't know if I remember telling you guys or if I said anything about it in my video for the craft room, but my mom bought me some fabric for a velvet dress, and that was part of my taking a little break from junk journaling. I made a beautiful velvet dress, and it didn't take me very long, a day or two. Had so much fun making it. It came out so pretty. I think I did a photo of it on my Instagram story. I'll have to post it up on one of my pages so you guys can see. I think I'll try and throw it up on my Facebook page. Or, yeah, the group page or whatever. My business page. So that's pretty much it. So you guys can see. Really easy to do. Takes a few minutes once you get it down pat and figure out what you're going to do with it. Like I said, I'm completely in love with this technique. Very easy. Goes super fast. And it also gives you the opportunity to, like this one, sit and design your pocket, decide what you want it to look like, and your journals are already bound. Or I had a lovely lady, Debbie, she she got some journals and already pre-made, and then decided that she wanted to put pockets in them. So this is great too for if you buy journals from somebody, or from the store or something, and they're already bound, so you have a hard time putting anything with stitches on it in the journal. And this way makes it so much easier. Oops, I don't want it on that page. And if you've ever bound your own journals, you know that if whatever you want sewn in, like fabric or any of that stuff, you have to do before you bind the journal. Because if you do it, or you try doing it after, it's just a headache, and it's not going to come out right, and you're going to be fussing and pulling your hair out, and then I think pretty much just give up. I think that was my first time of looking at it. I sat there and looked at it, and I'm like, this ain't gonna work. And I had to start a whole new journal. So, alright guys, well, I have to head to work. I'm glad I was able to sit down with you guys and get a short video in. I hope this was a short one. I also wanted to show you a really cool find. My mom and I went to the quilt fair at the TCC in Tucson. And they had this really beautiful vintage sewing machine fabric. The traditional designs from Singer on these three. And it was funny because this kit was cheaper than buying the fabric by the yard. And 1 yard of fabric would have been or about 2 yards of fabric would have been as much as this whole kit. And I didn't get the option to choose between all these different colors, and they wouldn't let you buy less than a half a yard. So I bought this, and it was a really great find. I was really, really fortunate. And apparently it can also make up to a 40-inch by 56-inch quilt top. And they had like squares hanging up, just basic squares, quilted into a quilt, or made into a quilt topper, showing off each of these little kits. So, but obviously I'm not going to make a quilt. These are going into journals. So if anyone loves Singer, let me know. Let me know. I would love to hook you up with some Singer paraphernalia. All right, guys. Keep in mind, I should be finishing up 4 journals tonight. And if you are interested, please stay tuned. Also, check the box below for any information you may be looking for regarding the journals. As soon as they're finished, I'll try and remember to post back a link for the video for the new journals to the bottom of this description. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys later. Gotta get my butt up on the stool and turn off my camera. Bye!